This is CBS News Bay Area with Juliette Goodrich.
Hi, I'm Sarah Donchi in for Juliette tonight. Rent control is usually a charged topic, but one small town's new laws have really touched a nerve, with critics calling them the ultimate catch-22. So the town of Fairfax is the first in Marin to pass recent rent control, but hundreds of people have signed a petition to stop that from taking effect. Now, there are two parts to this. The first puts a cap on how much landlords can raise rent. The second is a just cause ordinance to protect against evictions. And this is the one that has people really fired up. KPIX 5's John Ramos explains why some worry the plan to help renters will end up having the opposite effect.
In a small town like Fairfax, they don't have a lot of large multi-unit apartment complexes. So when they start talking about eviction protection here, it's an issue that hits local landlords very close to home.
Okay, the door on the right is my entrance, and this door on the left is for the ADU.
Elizabeth Froneberger spent a lot of money to convert the lower portion of her Fairfax home into a separate apartment, or ADU. It was meant to produce the income she might need to stay in the home after her husband died. But now, she says, renting the place out is off the table completely.
I mean, I can't. I don't mind rent control, and I understand that. But the just cause eviction stuff is a killer. It's a showstopper. It would take one wrong decision on my part, one wrong move, one bad tenant, and I would be financially, I would be in a mess.
What's got Elizabeth and a lot of other mom and pop landlords so scared is a pair of recently passed ordinances meant to stabilize rental rates and prevent unjust evictions. The mayor, Chance Catrano, voted for the new rules and says the council wanted to give renters more housing security.
We wanted to be more proactive and didn't want it to be a bigger deluge of people being displaced from Fairfax. So we're caught in between both the start of that problem and trying to prevent a really significant problem on our hands.
But unlike large cities like Oakland and San Francisco, most of the rental units in town are part of the landlord's own property. Some of the provisions in the new law make it very hard to ever remove a tenant, even though they may be living near or even inside the house itself. Ed Eggers spent 40 years as mayor of the town and says the ordinance even empowers a tenant to sublet the space to another party without the property owner's permission.
It's part of Fairfax's affordable housing base. And we really can't afford to lose these little units and have these folks withdraw from the rental market.
You think that's what could happen here?
Oh, absolutely.
Michael Sexton is worried. He maintains a rental apartment right next to his home.
To give up kind of control on your own property like that, and that's what gets homeowners really scared.
Sexton started a petition to freeze the ordinance and put the issue on the ballot. He says he gathered 600 signatures in a week, which he says is enough to qualify it for a vote. Do you think this is going to stand?
No, ultimately, I really don't think it's going to stand. I think that the more that homeowners understand or find out what's down the road, what's about to be landed on them, the more angry and active they get.
In Fairfax, John Ramos, KPIX 5.
Even if a landlord wanted to stop renting under the new regulations, it's probably too late. The ordinances were written to be retroactive to the time the council started discussing the matter last February.